The locusts that we find here are a little bit different, and they actually are a representation of a kind of person. And those characteristics give rise to this creature, this is the locust as described by Swedenborg and by the Bible. So every part there, we didn't make this up. This is exactly, they're called locusts, but this is what they looked like. And every detail in there has meaning, and this is an effigy of a kind of person whose mind has been overthrown by this religious zombieism, if you will. This teachings matter, being in a club matters, love doesn't matter. This is actually, if you read Swedenborg's take on it, that he was making a critique also of the church of his time, saying it was full of people like these locusts. So let's go in bit by bit and decode who is a locust among us? At what part of me is a locust? Where do I lean locust? So first of all, we want to look at the head. And this general region is an image of this kind of mindset's inflated self-perception. And detail by detail, we see what that means. First of all, there was gold crowns on their head. And Swedenborg says this is a belief with these people that they were conquerors, or that they were going out, they could go out and subjugate other people to their will or to their way of thinking. Then we have these faces of men, a face like a human male. Swedenborg says a man is an image of wisdom. So because they believed they were wise, they appeared like this. But it doesn't stop there. They also, so nobody's left out, they have hair like women's hair. Swedenborg says a woman is an image of an affection. So hair also is an image of truth, or in the opposite sense of this distortion of truth, of their sense-oriented volition. So their will that is very external or superficial. Plus, you can see them a little bit in there. They just happen to have teeth that were like lion's teeth. Now, that meant, according to Swedenborg, that they were confirmed in falsities. They believed that they have great power from these ideas, and that they also were sense-oriented or superficial in their intellect. Teeth signify the ultimates of our life, the outermost things. And when these outermost things, or these external ideas, are separated from interior things, meaning when ideas about the world are separated from love and these higher concepts, they do actually do violence to the truth, just like teeth of a lion do violence to good affections like animals and those kinds of things. All right, that's just the head. There's a lot more detail to go. The whole body of these creatures is an image of their fanatical certainty in their ideas, and what this does to them and to the people around them. So they were like horses prepared for battle, Swedenborg says. And Swedenborg says that was an image that they were convinced that their biblical reasoning was the truth. In Swedenborg's day, these were people who had the Bible, and they had a certain belief about life. And you could see people like this today, that this is what the Bible says about life, and I know it's the truth. And horses are generally a symbol for the human intellect or understanding, and war means reasonings and arguments. So they were ready to argue against anyone who thought differently than they did. You also happen to have a horse wearing a breastplate like iron, and this represented their arguments that they had crafted from these fallacies, which they believed were irrefutable. This is airtight. Nobody can change my mind. Sort of fanatical fundamentalism. Then the wings are their confidence in their perception of the Bible. Wings, to fly from wings means to perceive and instruct. They thought, this is so right that I can teach everyone else how this is, and I'm absolutely certain you are not going to, if you try to change my mind, I know you're a heretic. You're against, the church or whatever. There's no room to learn or to have this humility. Right? So that's the fanatical belief symbolized by the body. And the tail is a symbol of the damage that this did. So their tails, like scorpions, are falsified truths from the Bible, by which they induce stupor. So it made them a little bit dull, and it took away people's rationality to be so oppressed by this belief system. So tails also represent them confirming from the word what they believed, and making that like a weapon with which they attack their fellow human beings. Plus, this curious statement that they were going to hurt men 5 months. Like, okay, I'm in month 3. 2 more months and then I'm out of here. So Swedenborg said the number 5 has a meaning. It leads to strong, subtle falsifications of the word, which darkens the understanding and deceives and captivates. So people can be led by religious teachings. You can see this happening in the world. They're a great tool for mass control. And finally, they have this king that's mentioned. His name is Abaddon, or some correct pronunciation, which means the destroyer. And this is a symbol that falsity in its outermost things has destroyed the church. Swedenborg says the Christian church of his day, there was so much corruption, so much harm in it, that it was totally destroyed.